Food Court.
The movie podcast where Sean
And John.
And Gary.
watch it, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We're back in the Food Court studios with special guest Gary Fletcher and non-special me and non-special John.
Special guest and very clearly from the lighting Twitch affiliate, Gary Fletcher.
I'm in Twitch Studios right now.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Where is Twitch Studios? Is that in
Burbank?
It's in Burbank, yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're doing a Half-Life marathon tonight. You guys want to check it out?
Standing Trial is the 2015 film, Dredd? Is it 2015?
2012.
2012. I knew it was like older than I remembered it being. I was stunned that it was so long ago that Dredd came out.
Are we almost? We gotta remember to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. Don't forget.
Well,
in 2 years.
If we still exist, I want to know.
If we still exist.
Gary, our guest Gary Fletcher, it was his idea to watch Dredd. Gary, did you know that our own police force were going to turn into a fleet of Judge Dredds when you picked this movie?
Yeah, I talked to him before.
Just had an inkling. This is our most prescient pick ever.
Yeah.
Gary, are we living in your mind's eye and you're causing all this Dredd violence to happen?
I've actually questioned that many times in the past week. So I do wonder. Do
you want to know?
You are probably on the Matrix subreddits a lot. Is this the Reddit? Is this the Matrix that we're in right now?
We're living in a Reddit post right now. It
does feel like that.
Yeah.
So this is what's sad about me. I never think that I'm the person in the simulation, but then a lot of times I'll think that I'm just one of the crappy NPCs in someone else's simulation.
Yeah.
Which is really super sad.
Yeah, I wonder about that a lot.
Do NPCs have thoughts? This is deep.
The ones that have been programmed into their heads, yeah.
So
I guess that's why my thoughts are so cyclical. Just like the same food, negative pussy, thoughts food, over and over and over again.
Pussy.
Hello, traveler. Would you like some food or pussy? ...
Couldn't Elon Musk have given us one more? Did it have to be like this? Because it's got to be Elon Musk's simulation if we're in someone's simulation, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no way he gets to marry a pop star and name his baby after Kia Sophia or whatever.
C-3PO, yeah. I think is what he called it.
You don't get to do that unless you have just carte blanche. He is Neo now. He's flying into space.
Oh, yeah. Has he gone to space or he just sent some people up there and he's afraid?
I feel like he goes to space daily. I feel like he goes to space like we go to Whole Foods. Elon Musk goes to space. Just when he needs some cleaner air. He goes up there, gets an alien pop star, and some cleaner air.
He's just driving that red sports car that he set out there.
Or the truck that is in the movie Upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that weird truck. I'm like, that's the car from Upgrade.
Yes. It also kind of reminds me of Tango and Cash too. Oh, yeah. It's like a bad version of the Tango and Cash truck. No minigun, though. Very sad that there's no minigun. I wish there was. Gary?
There's some serious minigun in this film, boys.
Oh.
Which I gotta apologize, guys. I thought we were supposed to watch The Punisher, and I completely fucked up.
I'm still scared by that scene where the babysitter gets killed while holding the panda bear from The Punisher, by the way. Does anybody remember that?
I don't remember that. Who? Is that Tom Jane?
Oh, there's been a couple of different Punishers, right? There's Tom Jane, there's Ray Stevenson, which that movie is Punisher Warzone, is kind of amazing.
Yes, really? It kicks ass.
It's very, unbelievably and perhaps unethically violent. And
yes.
It's kind of awesome. I think the Tom Jane one might be the worst because the Dolph Lundgren is definitely one of the great ironic joys to watch.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, John.
Was American Sniper the third Punisher? Is that one of the sequels?
The most harrowing Punisher movie of them all. So, explain the ending of American Sniper to me and how that's supposed to not be in the movie and just added on at the end. Shouldn't we have gotten to see like what sounded like the best scene in the movie. And since it's a Hollywood movie, couldn't we just make American Sniper kill the guy who kills him? Couldn't we go full Clint Eastwood Hollywood ending? Why cut that out? Give it to me straight. I want to see him fight the PTSD guys.
He should have survived.
Absolutely.
To kill again. He goes back out and he keeps sniping.
I'm ready for American Sniper 2 starring Paul Walter Hauser.
Fuck yeah. I want Paul Walter Hauser to be in every movie.
Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul's only.
Well, anyways, we watched DREDD. Gary, it's long been our tradition to have the guest render a summary of the film. Gary, try to summarize DREDD, if you would.
Okay, first of all, the movie's set in a distant future, not too unlike our own. And there's these cops who are also the judges and the executioners. They can take the law into their own hands. It's based on a graphic novel, I believe, and
It is.
So there's like this drug called slow-mo that like makes everything slow down really fast, and they're trying to crack down on that. There's like this new deputy who's a woman but isn't allowed to wear a helmet because you couldn't tell she was hot if she didn't wear the helmet.
Well, technically it's because she's a mutant and she can't see into people's minds, but it is just because she's hot. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. She's like the rookie, and Judge Dredd is like the one who's been doing it for a while. He's hardened. He doesn't care about people, and then basically it turns into the raid, and then and then that's about it. She quits the force. She quits the force at the end too. She's like,
spoiler alert,
I've had enough with you
for this shit.
Yeah,
she's getting too young for this shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I want to say before we get too deep, I looked at the dates of the raid because when I first saw DREDD, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of they did a raid remake."
Right.
Okay, so the raid came out here at least March 23rd, 2012.
Okay.
And DREDD came out September 21st. Do you think it just lucked out that they made a similar movie? Do you think they just had the same like kind of video game structure in their head?
Maybe so.
Sean,
it's pretty close.
I make my own luck and don't believe in luck, but no, probably not. I feel like you probably get the hype train going, or like you said, it could have been like video games. All right, there's 40 levels to the big boss, and I mean, they're really the similarities are only like the general similarities of any genre picture. Like this is a revenge pick, or this is the movie where he has to kill each of his former teammates, or this woman has to kill all the men who have wronged her. I mean, these are genre pictures. I don't really care. It didn't change my enjoyment of the movie, but I do know something I have to know from each of you. Is this movie better than the Sylvester Stallone vehicle, Judge Dredd?
Yes, in my opinion, it is.
I think so. Yeah.
Though the Stallone
I've never seen that Judge Dredd.
Really?
I decided that Demolition Man was Judge Dredd, and I think Demolition Man is probably on par with this Dredd. So what I'm saying is that I've never seen the original Judge Dredd, but it is as good as this Dredd because I've seen Demolition Man. Checkmate.
I think you're right. Yeah, that checks out. That totally checks out. I will say you lucked out.
This movie did it did need Rob Schneider, this film.
Yeah, I'll edit him into it tonight. It's just clips from the animal. Him running on all fours to help Dredd. He's like running from a Gatling gun.
Was he Deuce Bigelow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put some Deuce Bigelow in there, please.
Which there were two of those, weren't there? They did a sequel.
I think there was a sequel. I think there was a sequel. Oh God.
Deuce
Why
Bigelow
was there a sequel?
Nature Calls. Is that right?
May I ask a question of both of you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel uncomfortable watching this at all? In light of all the craziness happening?
I should have. I should have, but I didn't.
Because I was watching it on my multi-monitor setup, so I had cop footage going on each side too. So I couldn't even tell which was which half the time.
Yeah, which
what's
more
real?
Violent?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Gary.
I thought it was funny too, because Judge Dredd's equipment looks like dog shit compared to most police officers right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even his tactical gear is like Play-Doh compared to some of the stuff you see these Blackwater dudes running around with.
It's got better design though. It's got cool eagles and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed unrealistic that Dredd was shooting so many white people in this movie, though. Seemed unrealistic.
Well, I was thinking that there is like a surprising amount of restraint in Dredd, even though he is an authoritarian killer.
Yeah.
Like when he sees some kids, he's like, "Hey, you guys want to die, or do you want to go to or do you not want to die? You can not die. You can just go to juvie if you want to."
But then he shoots them with rubber bullets and tear gas, Sean. So are you sure that you aren't Blue Lives Matter right now?
Yeah.
He stuns them. What he does is he stuns them, which, let's be honest, a real cop would not do. They would not ask if he wants to go to juvie.
Yeah.
They'd just go fully auto. They'd yell full auto, and just they'd get everybody.
I can see. It looks like Sean has a Blue Lives Matter flag above his bed.
I
back there.
don't.
Yeah.
What? No, I don't. You
see it
can't
all
even
in the
see the
background.
top of my bed. My bed is behind the screen, Gary, you liar.
You got a heart-shaped bed.
It's heart-shaped and a waterbed.
Sean's
It's
water
really
has
expensive.
tears. It's filled with his own virginal tears.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, how does this... I remember absolutely loving this movie. How does this movie hold up in, like, the post-Wick universe? Because it seems like after the John Wick movies, this movie didn't seem that relentlessly brutal as I remembered it being.
Oh, yes.
There wasn't, like,
It's still
hatchet
pretty
food and
badass.
then, like, yeah, I mean, I still really like this movie. I almost hate reviewing movies like this because I don't have a lot of negative things to say. But
Not many.
It did seem like we've hit like peak like punching people in the face with guns movies at this point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to see like he shot some people from some distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
We needed those distance shots.
And
It's
some
not all-
extreme psychedelic slow-mo violence as well, which
that
John Wick
stuff's
does not
great.
have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that stuff's really
It's
cool.
really good.
And I was hoping that Gary was going to watch this in his like hyperbaric 3D chamber with full 3D. But I guess
Isolation tank.
you were too stuck to your multi-screen Ozymandias despair.
Yeah. I'm the architect, baby.
Are we even allowed to like the Matrix anymore now that the conservative right, like the Glory Boys, have taken the red pill, blue pill thing away from us all?
I think we can, because I think we're supposed to like him even more now, because now both filmmakers are trans, and that's that's as much as he can like something, I think, right?
Get more woke than liking some trans filmmakers, I guess.
Yeah.
Which color me woke, because I can watch any Wachowski brothers movie. Cloud Atlas, loved it.
Sure. I could watch 30%
we can't
of...
watch we can't like Cloud Atlas though because of the makeup, the Tom Cruise.
No, dude, this is the thing.
Okay.
Everybody is every race, dude. You ever think about that?
Race
You ever
is a
think about that?
construct. Got it.
Exactly. We are all one.
To heap on the effusive praise, Gary, what was your mystery meat gyro of the picture? What was your favorite thing about Dredd?
Man.
It's tough.
I'm gonna have to say when they threw the bodies off the building at the first of the movie.
Yes.
I think that's it.
When they just
that-
splat.
Yeah, the impact and that they flatten a little bit.
Right.
I thought that was pretty funny.
There's also a lady pushing a stroller who has to like move out of the way of a body. It's pretty awesome.
Gotta create that tension.
Yeah, it's good as hell.
Sean,
And then
what
the
was
helmets.
yours,
I thought the
friend?
helmets were cool.
Oh,
the helmets
are
kick
essential.
ass.
And
Boba Fett, man.
Yeah, and perhaps the greatest thing about this movie is that they understood that we don't need to see Judge Redd's face. We don't need to see Sylvester Stallone's face. We really don't even ever need to hear Sylvester Stallone's voice. We only need to see Sylvester Stallone in Rocky and Rambo movies. Judge Dredd doesn't need to be a sultry, handsome, well-oiled face. He needs to be a giant fucking helmet skulking through the darkness, doing weird Clint Eastwood things. The end.
We want to see his chin.
Yes.
Which I have one. Actually, my gyro of the picture is his frown. He frowns so hard throughout the whole movie.
He's
that
like,
it looks like
it's like De Niro meets Sean Penn and pulled even more super deformed down.
Yes, he goes all the way down. I watched it, and then I, of course, watched some features.
Oh, nice.
And I had forgotten what the rest of Karl Urban's face was, and I was like, "Oh, that's the
Quite
guy
handsome.
from Star Trek."
Yes.
Yeah, he's just like a good-looking dude. It's so much
boneless.
better to just have his damn chin, just
Yeah.
looking like a pissed-off guy. Oh, it's beautiful.
Well,
May I Euro?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 2 main things. 3 main things. 1. Okay. At the
Sean's
beginning,
gonna get fat from all these gyros he eats these days.
I like to spread good cheer. Okay, so there's at the beginning there's a huge shootout in a food court, people getting murdered. Afterwards, they're carting around a pile of bodies, and over the intercom you hear level 1 food court will reopen in 30 minutes. And they're just blood everywhere. There's dead bodies. And they're just 30 minutes later. You're gonna have more food. Don't worry.
Man,
It's
I
off
also-
your bills, man.
It made me
I went
yearn
down-
for the food court.
I went down to the boot barn just 42 minutes after they completely smashed that downtown with rioters. So I mean, I get
Really?
It's just the new.
Did you get some new boots?
This is the new normal. Well, you buy one, you get 2 extra pairs free. So I got 6 boots, Sean. If you must know.
Did you
But,
get a bolo?
I guess that's just gonna happen. I didn't. Well, I wanted to look Western. I didn't want to look country Western.
Okay.
Just boots. Just something to make them think when they see that
So where we-
little bit of snake skin, at the bottom of the pleat of the pant. They go,
Oh.
maybe, just maybe, this guy's a wrestler.
He might be a shit kicker.
That's right.
We find out Burr has 6 legs.
What's your other hero, Sean? You said you had a couple more.
Oh, sorry. 2 to 3. I like that they pronounce mama.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not mama. It's mama.
Some guys
I like that a whole lot.
Like, Mama.
A few
Mama
people.
clan.
What is his name? Wood Harris, who from The Wire.
Right.
He
Avon
says mama.
Barksdale.
Yes, Avon Barksdale. He says mama. Another favorite. This is probably the most favorite. The person with empathy quits. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of like, hey, maybe this is bad in this. Like most of it is like, oh, this is awesome. I'm glad people are getting shot. Like you're like, hell yeah, shoot those people because they are inherently bad. But then at the end, the only person who cares about people is like, I can't do this. This is fucked up. I can't be a part of this.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sean.
I'm really good at it,
If you
but I
recall,
can't.
Dirty Harry quits at the end of Dirty Harry, and they just brought
What?
him on back to start dropping
Oh.
more racial epithets and shooting more racial people. So I
Man.
wouldn't get too excited. Olivia
She
Thirlby
coming back in
might-
the sequel?
Yeah.
Olivia Thirlby might come back and just start blowing up black dudes' brains in the next picture. So I wouldn't get too
Whoa.
hopeful about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty Harry's going through racism with withdrawals. We got to get him back in there.
Don't worry, he'll make what is the movie? What's the next movie after Fat Cop?
Torino.
Oh.
Gran Turismo.
Man, Torino is an unbelievable cinematic experience. Have I told you my Gran Torino story, Gary?
I don't think so.
So I'm sitting in there with Austin Gray, who designed our logo, which should pop up on the screen at a intermittent point. And we're sitting there struggling through this incomprehensibly racist and bizarre film. And all of a sudden, the black dude who's about 4 rows ahead of us answers his phone during the movie, has it on speakerphone during the movie. Didn't bother me at all in this case. And
Sure.
he opens it, he goes, before you say a word, got to let you know, I'm all up in that Gran Torino. And then his buddy goes, "Is it the shit?" And he goes, "It's racist, dude."
It is very racist.
He had the longest sigh in between. It's racist, dude.
It's the weirdest kind of racist.
Yes.
Because it's racist about all races.
Right.
I love
It's
the
like-
song at the end, too.
Gran Torino. That's like the big belly laugh moment. That and when he dies and falls into a Christ-like pose like Charlton Heston and Omega.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's him. He's Christ. He's the Christ of the Hmong people. Thank God he was around to save the Hmong people.
He's Polynesian Christ. Did you get all your euros out of your system, Sean?
Wait, no, I got one more.
All right.
This is like 5. I'm sorry.
Triple decker.
The definitely most top favorite, Mama's death.
Incredible.
When it goes like, super duper full psychedelic. Also, just the fact that they brutally murder a woman is just insane. Like,
Yeah.
you see it about to happen, and you're like, certainly not. They're not going to just murder this woman as slowly and brutally as humanly possible. And then he just throws her through this window, and you're like, uh-oh.
Think about Gary watching it in a purple chamber of despair.
Yeah, with like real gunshots going off in my headphones.
Her name's Mama. I mean, it's just
That's true.
Absolute torture.
But it's so beautiful.
It is. It
I
really
get
is.
confused and share it on Twitter, like, look what the cops did to these people.
Yes, you should have done that.
They're out of control. We'd get fired from life if you did that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, I would like to just dwell on Karl Urban's performance for a little bit, but
Hell yeah.
because I feel like we're going to keep returning to that. But so normally I think like overly stylized and like effects that are not going to be in vogue for a while, like usually that's a bad thing because the effects for this movie are like very like Predator vision, like they only work for this movie. They only work for a moment in time. I think it's But for this one, because it harkens so much to the source material, the comic books, the bloody Carlos Ezquerra drawings of like holes in their face, etc., it actually works.
Yes.
So let me let this stupid dog out, and then you guys continue.
Do you have any more heroes of the picture, Gary?
Let me think. I like the Gatling gun scene where they're just mowing that whole row of the apartment complex. That was pretty cool.
Gatling guns are amazing.
Gatling guns with tracers. Gatling guns with tracers. Wasn't really ready
Yes.
for that the first time around.
I wonder, I mean, I guess part of it is a way to make all of Judge Dredd's summary executions seem okay. Is that, like, they have to be so evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, like, blasting through, you just see, like, 15 or 20 people just get blown away as they're blasting, like, 4 different miniguns. Just like, it's pretty awful, but pretty amazing.
That kid's like dad just gets shot right in front of him.
Oh,
It's awful.
it's bad.
Daddy?
That's what drug dealers do, man. That's why we have to kill all drug dealers. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to say it.
Sean,
Yes,
are you a cop?
I am. Well, this is. What do you think this mustache is about?
Yeah.
That's how I joined. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I like Law and Order, but I don't like evil, so it's
I like
tough.
Law and Order Special Victims Unit, but I don't really like the other Law and Orders that much.
Well, you just love Vinny D.
I just need, if I don't have like Ice-T saying like, until I see the results of the rape kit, I don't believe a word you say. So I hear like the soothing tones of Ice-T being like, this isn't a rape, this is an outrage. I can't really get into Law and Order. Like, I need Ice-T and Christopher Maloney's manic energies to completely combine and create the incredible alchemy that is. Oh, you were talking about Law and Order, like the ethos and the construct.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah.
If you give me a chance to go Dick Wolf, I'm gonna take it every time.
You're a big Dick Wolf head.
Yeah. Dick Wolfhead.
Is Dick Wolf a better name than Joe Dredd?
I think so. That would be a good action hero name.
Yeah.
Dick Wolf is really good. I used to have a landlord named Carl Diebold, which is a real badass name.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is German porn name. That is shy. That is so.
Carl Diebold. Do we have low mains? Should we talk low for a while?
I mean, I'll get it out of the way. There's a couple of performances that I think are not that great. I guess this was the first time I didn't realize this was him. That's a Domhnall Gleeson in there, boys and ghouls.
Yes.
As the guy who
the hacker,
the eyeless hacker.
Oh yeah,
That's
the Gary.
Domhnall Gleeson, and he's laying He's laying it on a little thick.
Yeah. I'm scared. Oh no, I'm scared.
Really sniveling. Quite sniveling.
Yes.
But you know what? The fact that I didn't even the fact that I didn't even realize it was Domhnall Gleeson, maybe that's good. I don't know. For the most part, there's not like a lot of great actors in this movie. Karl Urban gives it his all and is perfect. Like a brilliant performance by him, because he really has to do a lot with just his lower jaw. He has to do so much with just his lower jaw and his voice.
It's like an
which
opposite Hardy performance.
Right.
Usually Hardy has has only the mouth covered, but Urban covers everything but the mouth.
Yeah,
pretty
Hardy's
clever.
like spraying mace in his eyes and using every trick in the book. Urban is just sitting there De Niroing and Sean Penning his way to glory. I think Lynn Headley's pretty good, but it's not like blowing me away. And then I feel like there's a curse. There's a Wire curse. Where people who are great in The Wire are destined to never be great in anything ever again. Because Avon Barksdale is nothing in this film.
No, he's not very exciting. I mean, he even should have some fun stuff because he's got like oh, you're in my head. Well, I'm in your head. You're in my head. Like that whole scene.
If Chat can think of a single person from The Wire who's had another good performance in the cinematic universe, please tell us. Because I mean, Idris Elba has been a nightmare. He's so good in The Wire. And then the guy who plays McNulty is amazing in The Wire, and then is awful in everything he touches. He was in a Predator movie.
Is he in a Predator movie?
Yeah, he plays Jigsaw in the Ray Stevenson one, I believe.
Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher. Oh, yeah, Punisher. Not Predator. I get my P's confused.
Gary, you don't know this, but he somehow falls into a glass machine and just gets his face crushed in the glass.
A glass machine in a glass factory.
Yeah. It's somehow they're at a glass factory.
Don't worry.
It screws him up
Ray
bad.
Stevenson kills him too.
It's like the worst Willy Wonka factory. It's just glass.
The shard glass tastes like shard glass.
Augustus fell in the glass river.
Some of the performances left a little bit desired, but nothing was distracting from the whole of the movie, which, as I was saying before my dachshund rudely interrupted me, it nails the comic book feel. You get that 4-panel frozen grotesquerie that you need. It actually works out. The Shlomo, everything works. What could be a gimmick ends up being pretty cool. Sean, go ahead and start your next, your low man, and I'll let this goddamn dachshund in yet again.
Okay, let the dog in. Honestly, my main qualm with the whole thing is that I wish there was more satire. Maybe it's just because, I mean, it is probably partially because we are in such a scary time that I was like, I wish there was more funny stuff to make me feel less bad about this.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I think it's just like, if there are a few more of those, like, as I said, one of my favorite parts, the pile of bodies, if there was like a little more of that kind of little bit more over the top funny stuff.
Yeah.
To make it feel like satire. Because, I mean, obviously, no one who made this movie, I don't think, believes in executioners, I think.
Yeah.
But still, sometimes you want them to go, wink, I don't believe in executioners, or something.
I thought it was going to be a lot more like that. And I think since it was like 2012, that's like just before things started getting so visibly bad.
Yeah, I think we only knew about cops like secretly killing black people. We didn't know it was like open, like just
right. So that movie easily could not be made right now. There's no way.
I don't think I don't think Joe Dredd, Mega City 1 PI or whatever, could be a hero right now. I do want to point out in chat we have someone saying some guys from The Wire did well in Treme. I would counter that. Joke's on you for watching Treme.
John hates Treme. I like Treme, but
like Emeril Lagasse starring as as himself.
Does he star as himself? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, all right, I rest my case.
I like Wendell Pierce.
Bang.
He hasn't been good in anything except The Wire or Treme, but
right.
Is he on that Hunt for Red October show? Is he on that?
I'm afraid so. Yes, he is. And
is he good on that?
And he's bad in it.
Damn it.
Joke's on me. I've watched some of that. So Jack Ryan, the TV show.
Oh, yes.
Tim from The Office. God help us all. What is happening? But
do you have a most low, Gary?
What hurt you the most, Gary? Where did you get nut racked?
Not a good movie to watch on acid. I thought it'd be a good time, but not fun. Not fun at all.
Tell us more, Gary.
Is it better or worse than Mandy on acid?
Oh, I think it was worse just because of the other monitors that were open during during it. There's a couple of scenes where maybe the green screen looked bad, but I mean, the effects were pretty cool. I like the kind of like just backgrounds and shit that they made. I thought that was nice, but there's not too much that's upsetting. I mean, just probably what Sean said, the lack of satire with the whole thing. Because a lot of times you're like, where is this coming from? You know?
Did an actual cop write this movie?
Yeah.
Is this just a fantasy movie?
This movie is written and I think secretly directed by Alex Garland.
Yes.
Sean. Like I don't think Pete Travis. I think it's come out now that he didn't really direct it. So this is like Alex.
I didn't know that.
First solo jam, really. And I think he was going for some RoboCop like satire, but I also think he thought he was going to get to make more of these movies. Because you got to remember, DREDD is like a phenomenon in the United Kingdom and in Europe. And if this movie had just made a little more money, I think we would have gotten more of these films. So I think he was kind of planning to like make the changes and the sweeping ethos of the Judge Dredd universe, which is quite satirical. I think he was going to try to introduce that later, and this one kind of moves at a glacial pace, like show you like a day in the life of Joe Dredd, as opposed to like, because there's the Judge Dredd comics get fucking crazy, man. And I'm not talking about Armand Asante as Judge Dredd, Judge Death. They get really fucking bizarre, but we unfortunately never got it. But maybe it's better off that way, because I mean, the way this universe was kept so tightly wound kind of works for me.
It's very pure. It's like we go into this building, they shut down the building.
Right.
We shoot every single person in the building, and then we leave. Then we'll just get out. They'll open the door. We'll leave in the morning.
That is a hell of an elevator pitch, Sean.
Yeah, it's good.
We need to get your ass to Hollywood and just pitch films succinctly.
I got a great idea. It's like we can reverse it, so it's like Assault on Precinct 13, except from the point of view of the gangs.
Right.
And they're already like a multicultural gang in the original. Yeah. So it's got a good feel to it. Let's shoot some cops. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It really is essentially the anti-warriors in a vertical setting as opposed to running all over New York.
Yes.
It's like fucked up Donkey Kong.
Yes. With Cersei Lannister as the world's worst Mario, running around biting off dicks.
Now that would have been a good movie if he only was equipped with the hammer through the whole thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That kind of would be good. I mean, that is one of the ways that the raid far surpasses this, is that they run out of bullets, and then they have to beat the shit out of people with their bare hands and stab them in the chest a lot. I mean, it's hard.
There was way too much ammunition in this film.
Yeah.
He has so many different kinds.
Aspects. Yeah. Hot shot.
Yeah, there was one point I was like, does he have like a 3D printer built into his gun? Just printing bullets?
Shoot him with bullets that look like dicks and balls. He needed to start vamping with his gun capabilities, honestly.
Oh yeah. Can he make improvised? I mean, I guess, does he make any improvised explosives in this movie?
I don't think so.
Should have.
I don't know. He should have.
Oh, I feel like maybe he does. I feel like he kills one of the judges in an improvised fashion. There is a great kill where he just says, "Wait."
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's just the other judge just randomly starts an extemporaneous monologue. And it turns out he just stalled long enough for his very cute and very helmetless partner to come rescue him.
Yeah,
I did like when he karate chopped that guy in the throat.
Yeah,
that was great.
Just smashed his throat. I think we need to spend a little time talking about the slow-mo.
Yeah.
We have talked about it a little bit, but there's something so cool about the whole slow-mo thing. Right. And I was watching some features. I'm a big feature boy. And I was surprised at how much of the effects in the movie are real but just look crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, when they show that shot of, like, a guy's belly getting, like, all goobly as the air hits it from an explosion.
Trigger me. Very body imagey. Like, that's what happens to me when I belch.
That's just a real guy's belly. Like they just shot compressed air at a real guy's belly in like super duper 3,000 frames per second slow motion.
Yeah, that seems
And of course they
unrealistic.
added guns and, bullets going through people's bodies because they didn't actually shoot anybody.
That seems unrealistic, but that is what happens to me when I go down a water slide. So I can attest to the actual body horror and the realism of that shot.
I think it also adds to, or maybe leavens the violence in that a lot of it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, so there are the brutal moments where he's karate chopping someone's throat and you see like the big indentation in his throat where it has been collapsed or something. But there's also those moments where, like, as I said, the mama thing where people are blown away or where mama's falling. Yeah. And then at some point in the mama thing, you're like, oh man, this is just a pretty thing.
Yeah.
They play beautiful trancy music. You see glass falling really slowly. She's all drugged out, so she probably doesn't care that much.
This movie really feels like Demolition Man fell down the toilet in Trainspotting.
Yeah, it kind of does.
If the music could have been just a little bit better and more like, Born Slippy and stuff underground and stuff like that, then I think you'd have like an almost perfect movie. Even though the music's not bad in this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know if this is true, but I swear, whenever they show Domhnall Gleeson, that I hear Matthew Berry singing. You know the comedian, the British comedian Matthew Berry did like Snuffbox, and he does like the What We Do in Shadows. I feel like he is singing in those scenes every time, which just, and I may be really wrong, but I feel like he has a very indelible voice, and I feel like I definitely heard it, but. I imagine this movie had to have made money in England at least, right? This is a great Judge Dredd movie.
I hope so.
I mean,
it's
had
like
to do well in England. I know
this is one of those many movies that
close, but it had to do well in England. I don't know why it didn't succeed here. It's this in a universe where John Wick, there's going to be like 17 of them in a TV show. I don't see how this movie didn't work.
I don't understand. Like, sometimes you hear about movies not making money, and you're like, well, how could it possibly not make money?
Like you hear one in it.
Yeah, that might be it. I mean, I guess Karl Urban is the big Karl Urban. That's hard to say.
I don't think Bones from the new bad Star Trek movies qualifies as a name.
No, I don't think. I think he was the biggest name, and he's not a big name.
Do you know what movies came out at the same time?
No. Oh, I don't know. I can research.
If we were a good film podcast, we would have that stuff right.
Talk. Guys, talk.
I didn't even know what year. I thought it came out in 2019, Gary. Gary, is that a racing chair?
Yeah, it's a race gaming chair.
Oh man, you were cracking jokes about that pre-show, and I didn't realize you actually had it going on. How much did that set you back? Like $720?
I'll be honest.
Does that chair blow
not
you
much?
While you play?
Yeah, it's got a pocket pussy built into it.
If I had a purple light and a racing chair and myriad screens and acid, I would never leave the house. You've done it, Gary. You've done it again.
I hooked a hookah pipe up to my computer too.
Do you get Uber Eats there?
Huh?
Can you get Uber Eats there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I work for him.
Do you ever like not want to leave that room and just like pee in a giant Mountain Dew container?
I spend a lot of time in here. It's too cozy for sure. Yeah.
That's why I stuck myself in a goddamn hallway with dogs running in and out. I can't get.
I have information, friends.
Oh, good. That's as much stalling as we could muster. We were getting to Gary's decor.
It might have still been open, but on September 14th, the week before, Resident Evil Retribution opened. I don't know why that would matter. But then on September 21st, nothing open. I mean, there was there was Clint Eastwood's Trouble with the Curve. I don't know what the fuck that is.
What is that?
I have no idea. It is apparently a Clint Eastwood movie that I've never even heard of.
Is that about
Curve is probably like a racial slur that you made up.
It probably is.
Trouble with the Slope.
End of Watch came out. End of Watch is good, but I don't know if it made a ton of money.
End of Watch is good, but it's not
really
as good as this. This is just like End of Watch, only with helmets that obscure their entire faces. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. It's totally badass. This is not. I'll ask you guys. This is not better than The Raid, is it? To you guys?
No. It made me want to watch The Raid the whole time I was watching it, for sure.
The raid just happens to have like the best martial artist alive in it.
Yeah.
So
yes,
and then some of his friends. And it's just a style of filmmaking that's so like this is like a modest filibuster compared to the like insane endless rant that is the raid. There's just you really can't compare the two. But I try not to let that make me not like DREDD because I still quite like DREDD.
No, there's definitely no reason to not like DREDD. DREDD it's trying to do a different thing.
Right.
Which the similarities between the two are, small.
Right.
But what it's trying to do is just like, hey, Commando or something like that. Extreme badass. Total badass. He's in a bad situation. Can he kill a bunch of people?
You know what DREDD is perfect for? DREDD is perfect, as chat points out, for black light posters. And if Gary had a black light poster of DREDD right behind him, I mean, that's the type of place where it lives in your heart forever. It's like almost like a Roadhouse. A Roadhouse for our times. A movie that you can just put it on in the background and be like, this guy's about to die in a really horrendous fashion. I'm going to show him.
Yes.
And there's
also throat violence. Yeah. Similar throat violence.
Yeah, let's do a triple feature of Roadhouse, DREDD, and MacGruber. A triple throat violence feature. That'd be a perfect evening.
Are there other good throat violence movies? What are the best?
Myriad Dracula movies. Blade.
The thoughtful answer would be All the President's Men, I guess, but
no, I think Gary nailed it. Swish.
Yeah, Gary nailed it. Gary is funnier.
I got jokes.com pulled up over here, guys.
He's quickly typing throat violence.
Well, that's enough throat violence for us, guys. Let's thank Gary for being on. Gary, where can they find you on the interwebs?
Anonymous.com.
Yes. We are watching you.
Follow me on Twitter at Gary is you. That's it.
Bitchin'. Sean, where can they find us on the interwebs?
You can find us on Twitter at Food Court Cast. You can find us on Instagram at Food Court Movie Podcast. And the rest of the stuff is basically like, foodcourtmoviepodcast.com. You can Google it. But those are the basic main ones that we use.
Indeed.
You can also follow me at Sean Parrott if you want to.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. No pressure.
Yeah.
You won't like the tweets, but it'd be fun if I like having more followers.
Do not follow me on Twitter. And remember that cops are judge, jury, and executioner. And that after you watch a good movie like DREDD, that's only mere fantasy, to stay indoors and don't search out those type of law dogs outdoors. But as we like to say at the end of a good movie, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Adios.